So guys, I'm going to do a video. I never did a video on the Alfa Romeo Stelvio in the snow. So this is just going to be a little bit of a drive test of the new Michelin Pilot Sport 4S all season. So far you can see I've been plowing the street, and the all-wheel drive system and the balance of the chassis just works absolutely outstanding. It's 11 degrees right now. Got about 6 to 8 inches of snow. It's still coming down, some ice right now, so the conditions are definitely bad. There's nobody on the road right now. I'm the only one that's just out here putzing around. So I'm just going to grab the camera in the car and talk a little bit more about these tires and about the Stelvio in the snow. But so far, I am very, very impressed with the new tires versus the OEM Continentals. So let's get inside and we'll go for a drive. All right, guys. So I got the car in N mode and I'm just playing around with it. But so far, dynamic, I think, feels the best. Now, like I said, this is not a dedicated winter tire, but this is going to get you by on days like today where, you know, we have freshly packed snow, about, you know, anywhere between 5 to 8 inches. You have the higher ground clearance and the all-wheel drive of the Stelvio. Now, my Giulia, like I said, the biggest issue with the Giulia in the snow, my particular car, is that it's really low to the ground because it's lowered and modified, and it gets caught on the, you know, the bottom undercarriage of the car because of ground clearance. That's my issue. Now, you're gonna always have to be careful. You know, don't think you're gonna be a hero. You're not on some big knobby off-road tire where it's gonna bite into the snow. So you also have to take into consideration, you know, as you're driving over the snow with the weight of the car and the compression, there is something in between the layer of the thread blocks and the actual pavement, and that's the snow. So you have to understand that, and you have to understand how to control the car, you know, stopping and braking and maneuver. So the biggest thing in driving in the snow, as far as the fear and danger, is always stopping and always turning, because as you turn, the car will tend to want to go straight, and that's really where a lot of people get into accidents, is stopping and braking. And also, if you get stuck, you know, you end up in a ditch or whatever. But so far, you know, I'm not pushing it, I'm not, you know, doing donuts and going sideways. You just have to, you know, take it with precaution and you know, drive the vehicle respectively. But yeah, these tires are really good. And, you know, like I said, the reason I didn't want to do a winter tire, a couple of reasons. Number one, we don't plan on being here much longer in the Northeast. So I was like, why do I want to go buy another set of wheels, another set of tires, you know, get them mounted and balanced, and have to deal with switching them out like I'm doing with my Giulia? It's just really a hassle. And I'm just running out of space to keep car parts. I have car parts everywhere, you know, wheels, tires, exhaust systems, engine parts. And it's just getting to the point where I'm just tired of it, and I just wanted to kind of make my life easier. So, you know, the goal, the original goal here was to get the Continental tires off the car, which the OEM tires, I personally thought they sucked. And, you know, they were kind of wearing out. We got 23,000 miles in the car now, and we just wanted something better. I wanted something better, and I wanted something that was going to handle better, look better, and kind of just give us the versatility of all year round performance. Now, that's the reason why I chose this. You know, I was looking at some of the Continentals, but the Michelin is going to definitely give you the best dry handling, and that's really what I'm all about, is the performance in cars. So, you know, like right now, I don't have to be out, you know, to do errands or even to shoot this video, but I'm out because I just wanted to test the tires. I mean, so last time it snowed was back in, I think it was December 28th. And I did a video in the Giulia, you know, going sideways and having fun with that car. But unfortunately, I never took the Stelvio out in the snow with the new tires. And I'm going down a very, very steep hill right now. So if you see I'm going very slow, under 10 miles an hour, you could drop it into manual gear and engine brake it if you want. You know, it's another option. These roads are not paved. There's no salt. There's nothing on here right now. So this is going to be the worst case scenario for anybody that's going to be driving in the snow or has fear. So, like I said, I know a lot of people watch my Auto Fanatic channel regarding the Alfa Romeo content, and a lot of you guys out there that have Giulias, or some of you out there just have a Stelvio. You know, a lot of people have been asking me about tires in winter, and I'm like, you know what? Let's go take the car out for a drive right now, early in the morning. It's 8:30 on Saturday, and I'll probably get this video up later on today. But you can see the car's doing great. Not getting stuck. Now, another big fear, thank God it's early in the morning, a big fear too when you're driving in the snow is when the DPWs are out there plowing, if they're coming towards you with the plow and, you know, the road is not wide enough, that becomes a fear. You tend to veer off to the side of the road, and then what happens is you could actually get stuck, and that is a big fear as well. Now this road here looks like it's paved. I don't know who paved this. This must have been a private contractor, because the city has not been out here paving roads yet. But this is pretty iced up, and you can see it's pretty gusty. It's 11 degrees, so whatever is coming down, whatever condensation is hitting the window, it's freezing up already. And but now it's good. I'm gonna get it at an N mode. Let's go into dynamic. So you got a little slippage in the front, but yeah, it's because I'm giving it more throttle input. Now I'm gonna hit the brakes. Okay, ABS activated. The car stayed straight. It didn't keep going. Little slippage there. You know, the traction control is gonna kick in. But the all-wheel drive system and the traction control system, you know, we have such a good chassis. You know, and I think like if my Quadrifoglio was all-wheel drive, the car would be invincible, and it probably wouldn't be that much fun to drive because it would be so predictable. But see, now we're going downhill. It's all ice. ABS kicked in, and you know, it kept us on course. But you have to be careful. Like I said, the biggest thing, you know, that I've noticed from experience is always having oncoming traffic or other people on the road that when they see another car, they just panic and they freeze or they'll crash into you. And listen, it's happened to me before, you know. It's just one of those things where I like to be on the road in the winter by myself. When there's somebody else on the road, I don't trust that other person. I don't trust city workers with trucks, and it's just, you know, it just puts a big fear into your life when you're driving. So somebody paved these roads. They must have did this, but that road up there was not paved. This road on the left is not even close to being paved. But you know, we're going through this, and the tires are doing well. No complaints. So this will get you by. And I think, like, if you live in an area, like if you live in Canada, you know, where you're getting insane temperatures, where you're 20 degrees below zero and you're getting feet of snow, you know, I would definitely recommend anybody in those conditions get a dedicated Blizzak or a Nokian. You know, just get a dedicated tire, you know, just for winter. You're going to sacrifice, you know, the handling when there isn't snow on the ground, but for your conditions with the climate and the temperature, just get yourself a dedicated winter tire, because that's going to be my recommendation. But for, you know, for my needs, I don't have to get up in the morning and go to a job or be anywhere. And like the way things are now, everything gets shut down with any, you know, call of snow. It's not the end of the world. But to go out and do some errands, or in an emergency, let's say you are somewhere and, you know, 5-6 hours passes and this is what you have to come home to, you will get home, you know, with your Stelvio with the all-season tires. And I'll tell you now, these are a hell of a lot better than the Continentals that came in the car. The Continentals, the one thing that I hated about that tire in the winter, especially not only in the braking was terrible, but in the snow, when you turn the steering wheel, the car would always just go straight, and it almost, you know, put the fear in your heart that you were just going to wreck your car. See? And I'm giving it very little throttle input because you have to, you know, respect the roads and respect the conditions. Now this road, you see, I'm doing this on purpose right now. Okay, I did that on purpose, you know, just by my throttle input. So this road is pretty iced up. So they threw some salt down, and sometimes, you know, when the temperatures are colder, it starts to melt the slush and it actually freezes up. So it really depends on the conditions you're in. But it's kind of peaceful, you know. I gotta say, that's one thing I like about winter driving in the snow, is how peaceful it is. Like, listen, I'll roll down the window, and you hear there's no noise. There's no beeping, there's no sirens, there's just no noise. I don't know, to me, that, like, coming from the New York tri-state area, you know, that's a very rare occurrence, and you only get that on days like today, or holidays when you get up early in the morning. There's nobody in the road. It's probably the best time ever to go out and drive. But yeah, people are out already. They're snow plowing and got their snow blowers out, and the roads are a mess. They're absolutely a mess. But like I said, this is pretty much going to be the ideal conditions where anybody with an SUV is going to go out on the road and venture out and hopefully go get your milk and bread. That's an old Italian joke. Got to run out and get your milk and bread. But I'm doing this on purpose right now, just because there's nobody on the road, and I'm just getting a little antsy driving slow now that we're on a straightaway. But yeah, it's a brutal winter, you know, Saturday morning. See, ABS kicks in. You know, that's the purpose of ABS brakes. You know, that's really what you want. You don't want to hit the brakes and lock up. You know, that's how you could get into a bad accident. You gotta be, I'm just going through this light. There's no way I'm gonna stop. And there's nobody out. I mean, whatever's out, they're all SUVs. You know, larger ones for the most part. Drop it in the manual mode. Yeah, it'll catch a drift. It'll catch a drift, which is pretty cool. But the chassis is so damn good that it just keeps you back on track. You know, that's the thing. You know, with SUVs, they always scared me. You know, always. My whole life, I never was like really into SUVs, just because I always feared, because the chassis always sucked. You know, losing control, whether you're in the rain or bad weather. People think, oh, I have an SUV and I'm invincible. No, really, it's the tires, it's the driver, and it's the chassis. So this is the best handling SUV you're gonna get. So you have the best chassis, you have a very good high-performance all-season tire that can handle such conditions, and you know, you gotta understand how to control the car. I mean, yeah, this road is all covered. Whoa. Yeah, it's bad out. It's bad out. I think I'm probably one of the only ones that's out right now shooting a YouTube video. But it's all in good fun. All right, let's try to, let's go up this big hill. Oh, this is a steep hill. So we're doing 25, 26. Car's staying perfectly straight. Now this is concrete. Below the snow is concrete, which is probably the slipperiest you're gonna get in the winter versus blacktop. Oh yeah, this road is real steep. And I'm just keeping it in manual mode just to get some engine braking. You know, when I do stop off the accelerator. Now listen, if I could get up that hill in the Stelvio with these tires, anybody can. And I tell people all the time, you know, regarding winter tires, if you get Blizzaks or Nokians on a car, especially if it's all-wheel drive and you get stuck, you really shouldn't be out driving. I'd be honest with you, you just shouldn't be out driving. Because I had Blizzaks on my 2015 Mustang, and literally I drove through feet of snow in that thing, never got stuck. So tires are the most important thing in winter. So we're gonna put this on. Yeah, we're starting to fog up in here because I got the blower motor turned off for the audio. Sounds like the blower motor's whistling. I wonder if there's snow caught in the motor housing from underneath the cowl area. You know, there probably is. There probably is, because it's a common problem with these AlfaRomeos. Getting water and snow in the passenger side front cowl. Okay, so we started slipping there. Yeah, it's really icy, so I'm heading back now. I'm definitely heading back. But this was definitely a good test to get the car out in the road and see what it could do. Yeah, so don't think you're going to be invincible with all-season tires and all-wheel drive. But you have to know how to drive, but be rest assured that this tire compound is good enough that it's going to get you by whether you're on paved snow with salt and ice, on fresh snow that hasn't been paved. This will get you by. So like I said, this is the very first video. I've had this thing 3 years now. Never did a snow video in the AlfaRomeo Stelvio, so this is it. And I'll just chop this video up, get it up on YouTube. If anybody's got questions, you know how to find me. Like I said, if you guys have Stelvios, let me know what your winter protocol is. Are you using studded tires? Are you using Blizzaks, Continentals, Nokians? Did you drop down in size from the 20-inch to an 18-inch? That's what I would do. You know, if I was dealing with this type of weather on a regular basis, I would just drop down and get the most aggressive winter tire possibly. But like I said, Post it in the comments below. You're always welcome to reach out to me. Stay safe out there, and I will see you guys on an upcoming video soon. I got to get home. Take care, guys.